Andrew Yang officially misses the January debate, which highlights how corrupt the DNC is. They admitted on court the DNC, they had the right to rig the primaries against Bernie Sanders in the 2016 election. So you know they're going to do it again because there's no accountability. They can do whatever they want, basically. But it just highlights how big of hypocrites the DNC and the Democrat elite are. Seriously, the establishment of the Democrats are corrupt as fuck. Yet they complain about Russians. Russian influence our democracy. Oh my God, we got Russian hacking. Oh my God, woo, Russia, Russia, Russia. Yet nobody is putting the DNC into account how corrupt they've been in the polling so far. Like having Tom Steyer, who's polled way lower than Andrew Yang for the last couple of months, yet he's qualified for the debates because he's able to buy his way into the debates. And the Yang gang are starting to wake up and get red-pilled about how screwy the DNC is. Exactly, Tom Perez. They're basically creating a lot of Republicans right now. And they might get up, and a lot of the Yang gang might vote for Trump as an FU to the DNC establishment, like 12% of Bernie supporters did in the 2016 election. Look at that. He's bringing in, Andrew Yang is bringing in a lot of voters. He's bringing in people who weren't paying attention to politics, like a lot of Republicans, a lot of MAGA supporters, and a lot of libertarians like me, because his platform is pretty, I mean, yeah, it fits a lot of like different ideologies, you know what I'm saying? Like it's very persuasive, you know what I'm saying? Like UBI is a libertarian like concept because basically it takes away the middleman of government bureaucracy. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, just look at all these comments here, like butt mark, Yangs are rigged. Don't stop. It's bullshit. Like look, fucking science, fucking Tom Steyer qualified for the next debate, yet he has no supporters in real life. I don't know anybody that supports Tom Steyer. Who supports Tom Steyer? Like I see that guy's ads on the media like every couple of minutes. He can't stop bombarding TV ads. That's the reason why he's on the next debate, because he paid his way in. Like he got the money to just shovel his, you know what I'm saying, just shovel out ads and like just pay his way in. And he had a screwy little system where he was like, impeach Trump, impeach Trump. Like he was like promoting like the impeach Trump movement and all that. But it was basically a way for him to get like a voter base in order for him to qualify for the base for his presidential bid. It's screwed up. And they say Democrats are the ethical party, yet we having like Tom Steyer and Michael Bloomberg, billionaires, basically just paying their way into democracy without much of a base. There's not a lot of folks that like Tom Steyer and Mike Bloomberg, yet somehow Tom Steyer manages to qualify for the next debate, and Amy Klobuchar is qualified for the next debate, but not Andrew Yang, because Klobuchar is part of the team. Like George Carlin says, you know what I'm saying, it's a big club and you ain't in it. And Andrew Yang is not part of the club. You see how the Democrat candidates are who aren't part of the club are treated? Like Tulsi Gabbard. She's a Army veteran, served in the Iraq War, yet she's treated like a Russian asset because she's against the establishment's foreign policy. That's it. Just being against the establishment on one issue will make you a pariah, like Marianne Williamson. They think she's a kooky anti-vax lady, but she makes relevant messages about love. She knows persuasion, unlike most of the other Democrats, like Warren, like Klobuchar, like Where's Klobuchar's base? Klobuchar ain't got much of a base. Yang has a way bigger base than Klobuchar, especially when you look at the donors. But it's ridiculous. I mean, because when Andrew Yang, who gets the least amount of speaking time in his debate, speaks, he manages to get a huge amount of people looking for him because his message resonates with a lot of independent voters, Republicans, and libertarians. It's a broad reach. Because unlike a lot of those other candidates, he seems like a normal dude. You know what I'm saying? He seems like he actually cares about the country and has a vision to have the country move forward. Like, the guy has a 21st century vision he has a 21st century platform, especially compared to the other Democrat frontrunners. Like, Bernie Sanders has a 70s style platform. He is basically a social democrat, FDR, Keynesian, like heavy government style government. Elizabeth Warren is basically neoliberal and like Bernie. And Joe Biden is basically a 90s Democrat. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a third wave Bill Clinton, 1990s neoliberal. And Pete Buttigieg is basically like halfway in between Barack Obama and Mitt Romney. I mean, all of their platforms are out of date. Andrew Yang's is 21st century. Basically, he talks about UBI, the importance of UBI because of automation, and has a more pragmatic like healthcare proposals than Medicare for all or Medicare for all wanted or public option. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, a lot of people on their private health plans like their private health plans and don't want to go to a government plan because government plans tend to be shit. I mean, I've been to Canada and I've been to the UK. There are long wait times in those facilities, and the fact is, it's going to take a bit of. You're going to have higher taxes to pay for that health care. But those countries accepted it because they're more communal and less individualistic excuse my French, like Americans are. It's just, it's sad. It's absolutely sad how the Democrat establishment has treated Andrew Yang, one of the few Democrats of color left. Look who's left for the Democrat debates. For a party that likes to talk about diversity, here are the qualified candidates for the next debate. White, including a 1094 Native American. Where's the diversity? Y'all love to talk a big game about, oh, we care, we're about the people of color, we're about diversity. What do we do? Yet the two candidates who are minorities like Andrew Yang and Tulsi Gabbard are treated like pariahs by the party and aren't qualified for the next debate and are smeared. You know what I'm saying? They're smeared as outsiders. They're smeared as outsiders, basically. Yeah, I mean, like, Yang and Gabbard aren't part of the club, so yeah, we're not going to promote you. Like Kamala Harris, like, she's a woman of color, but she's part of the club. And when Tulsi took her out, they're like, we can't let Tulsi back in the debates, man. She's going to put her favorites on blast with the rules. So they just smeared the hell out of her and basically like took a lot of the qualifying polls out, like they did for Andrew Yang. They took a lot of the qualifying polls out for the next debate. Yet they retroactively added Amy Klobuchar. It's ridiculous. Look how high it's polling. 5%, 7%, 5%, 10%, 6%, 5%. Those are qualifying, yet the DNC didn't add these polls. It goes to show you the DNC makes the rules as they go along, and they want their favorites to be picked. is basically just saying that they prefer Donald Trump over Andrew Yang. That's basically what they're saying. They prefer Donald Trump over Andrew Yang in the 2020 election when Andrew Yang is probably one of the few candidates, him and Tulsi Gabbard, or maybe Bernie with Tulsi Gabbard's VP, can beat Donald Trump in 2020 because they can get a broad coalition of voters and new voters. The Democrat establishment don't care about that. They want to keep their jobs and they want to keep their power. So basically, they're trying to keep folks like Andrew Yang down because he's not part of the club. Alright, Yang Gang. Please subscribe to my channel, JohnClint310. Follow me on Twitter, JohnClint310. And if you're Yang Gang, subscribe and share my video. Alright, have a good night.